Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
I'm Mark.
And it's time for some more Marvel Mania. And our second day of Marvel Mania sees us watching and discussing The Punisher. But not just any The Punisher, the 1989 Dolph Lundgren Punisher, which will be the second movie we're talking about and the second movie that Eric has not seen.
I've not seen this. It's actually interesting because, so, when I was a kid, I went to a local video store and they had this movie. And I saw it and I was like, well, that's clearly not a Punisher movie. He doesn't have a skull in his chest. It must just be another movie titled The Punisher. Then years later, I found out it is a Punisher movie, and everyone hates it, and so I never bothered seeing it. And then you did a rewind on it, and I was like, oh, that looks like something I would actually like.
I thought it was a decent action flick, yeah.
And I never justified buying it, though, so I just never got around to seeing it.
It is going to be really interesting for me to see if any of this comes back to me, because I haven't seen this in a really long time, and I remember almost nothing I said in the rewind or that I saw. I've seen this exactly one time, and for that video, and I don't remember it. So this might feel almost like a first watch for me, even though I've done an analysis on this, and I didn't go back and listen to my analysis because
we'll reanalyze it.
Because of the way we're doing these, we decided to kind of come into these movies exactly the way we are right now, without any kind of preparation or anything. And so basically, you're seeing us on camera re-experience, or in his case, experience for the first time, some of these movies just along with us. Eric, what are we eating today?
Well,
you finished yours?
I ate a lie. Vince brought over, because Vince was over last night for like a party thing we were doing, and he brought over this big box of Ghostbusters Rice Krispie Treats. However, we opened it and we discovered they are just regular Rice Krispie Treats.
Yeah, there's a big Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on the box. We didn't bring the box down.
That didn't go on.
And he's upset. No, we can get that later. And he's upset because it. But the way he said it was, I'm annoyed because there are no Ghostbusters in my Rice Krispie treat. And I'm like, I think you're expecting a little bit too much from Kellogg's there. That they would put tiny shaped. Peter Venkmans inside of your.
It should be at least be
Winston
shaped.
Zedmore's like, ah!
It should at least be shaped like a ghost. I don't think that's too much to ask. You could make Rice Krispie treats. Well, maybe not you.
Maybe you could put
People
Winston,
could write
maybe
Rice
maybe you should put little Winstons in Twinkies.
That'd be funny.
But anyway, so today's show
normal Rice Krispie treats
is sponsored by Kellogg's normal, boring, original Rice Krispie treats. And now, without further ado, I'm going to swim back over to the monitor, and we're going to watch and talk about The Punisher from 1989. Why don't you watch along with us if you have a copy of it, and we will do our level best to provide some sort of context for what we're talking about.
I'm excited.
If you do not have this, but we can't
I
fully
like
promise
this
that.
movie.
Yeah, it'll be weird as always talking over it, but anyway. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man ready?
He's ready.
All right, here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Not again. Okay. We're good.
There it goes. You might want to start yours like 3 or 4 seconds delayed. I'm thinking. But anyway,
we're sorry.
We apologize.
Oh, it's New World.
New World.
Okay, so I was talking to you last night. I was talking about canon. It's not canon. It's New World.
I'm so glad he has things to say. I did not believe you when you said that.
Yeah, it's not canon. It's New World. New World is Roger Corman's company. That explains things later.
One thing you can really give this is that it looks nice and gritty.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mark Goldblatt film.
The Punisher is, like Ninja Turtles, is one of those things that is kind of nice to not have too big of a budget for.
Mm.
You want it to look gritty and urban, and this should not be a real polished thing.
Well, I think the thing that we have learned with The Punisher is that what made The Punisher unique in comics does not translate back to film. That's his biggest problem with making a movie, is what made The Punisher cool and popular was that he was a superhero that killed.
Right.
and didn't really care about the law.
Well, and it was basically taking a movie character and throwing him in a movie action hero.
Yeah.
And throwing him in the middle of superheroes.
It's like, I mean, and in the 80s, everyone kills everyone.
And how do you not make this an accidentally just remake Death Wish?
Yeah.
And I've never seen Death Wish, so I cannot compare these, but...
I mean, it would be a little bit bigger than Death Wish, but still, like...
Thanks for consulting on this, Stanley.
When you put the Punisher in a film, like, it's just an action movie.
Stanley contributed so much to the Punisher movie.
Yeah. I'm sure Stanley doesn't remember that character exists. Ultron was created 20 issues after he left Avengers. He doesn't know who he is. This is cool, but it's going a little long.
I was going to say...
We need to switch up this.
You got to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah,
we've still got the scope thing coming at us.
Yeah.
After a while, you just get kind of hypnotized by it. Hey, Eric, bark like a dog. No? Okay. It's not as long as you thought it was then.
If
Did you get so hypnotized you can't even think of what you were going to say?
Who made Psycho?
Alfred Hitchcock.
If Alfred Hitchcock had done the opening credit sequence, we would all talk about how amazing it is and how nuanced it is.
You're right. It is a little vertigo-y.
It is vertigo-y. Who is responsible? Really? Because that looks like Dolph Lundgren, but with like blacked out.
And maybe a Doctor Strange collar.
Well, it's just it's popped up collar.
Is there a bat on the Gotham City Police payroll? If so, what's he pulling down after taxes?
Yes?
I wouldn't say that with a guy that's got that kind of arsenal and stuff. You know,
well, he's a mythical figure.
If he shows up within 1,000 yards of you, you're dead. Well, sure, but they're talking about all the people he's killed. So if they think there's a person doing it, and they've given him a nickname. It's not the same thing as Batman. It's not like urban legend, maybe he's out there. No, someone is doing this.
He said he was part of the Franco crime family? Mm-hmm. That explains a lot of the Spider-Man movies. Right now, you could be within 100 feet and murder that man.
Because this and 89 came out in, 89, it's going to make it really hard for me not to just keep making 89 references. Especially because right away I'm noticing similarities in the way it opens.
Oh. We're opening with a hollow mirror. Usually you save that till the end of your film.
And I think that bookends.
Oh.
I think this or something like it is maybe the climax of the film. I can't remember.
Oh, cool. I like hollow mirrors. I mean, the big one is End of the Dragon. But it's always cool.
Yeah,
okay.
This is very much a you kind of movie before it's a...
That shot is only cool from that angle. If you're in the ceiling, he's like, ah!
That's a good point. I think he did it with the rope in the hallway.
Did it in the bathroom with his foot.
It
and
was
the ceiling?
It was the Punisher in the hallway with the rope.
I don't think it's how private residences work.
Just how the subtitles just wrote the letter U instead of the word you. You! Just wrote a U!
Well, they were accounting for the accent.
So right away, this does not look horribly low budget to me.
No.
It just looks like a movie from this period. People always talk about this like it's a really tiny low-budget B-movie, and I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's not some hokey...
I mean, it doesn't look like Die Hard or Lethal Weapon, but like it looks like.
But it doesn't look like a TV movie.
Yeah, no.
I don't think. I remember being really kind of apologetic for, or apologizing for this film. Where I was like, I don't know why it has the reputation it does. I kind of like it. And I remember finding some really decent character stuff in it. But I can't tell you right away what it is, because it's been so long. Where is Justice?
I believe one of the few things I do know about this movie is I believe this may have been written by Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, really?
There's
no
a voiceover
way.
at some point that's like poetic, and it's written by Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Dolph Lundgren is a comic book character. He's like a super genius poet, actor.
Really?
Oh, did
I
you
didn't
not
know that.
Oh, he's a scientist.
Wow.
I think he's also a musician.
People really like to make fun of him and his voice and stuff. I think he made sense for this role. At the time.
I don't know.
Maybe. You don't think so?
I mean, The Punisher's
just in
New York born. I don't know if I would have gone with somebody... Like, I don't think Stallone would have made sense either.
Okay, that's fair. I guess I just meant in the face, but maybe...
No, he looks good. And he looks good with dark hair. I usually see him with blonde hair. Mr. T?
That's not Mr. T.
Oh, that'd be great if it was Mr. T. If Mr. T was the villain in this movie, it'd be like...
I've definitely seen this guy in other things, though.
It'd like Drago versus...
I feel like maybe TV stuff or something? I'm not sure. So, I want to give this movie some credit for not starting before he's the Punisher.
Yeah.
Like, it is an origin movie, but it starts after that's happened. And, like, sometimes backtracking can be clunky and boring. And I don't remember how that's handled in this. But at least right away, not knowing what they do with the flashbacks, the inmate rest seems to be decent.
Yeah. He's already killed 125 people. I assume in like a 1 week span.
Mm-hmm. That's not that big of a... You did that like 2 weeks ago.
We still weren't going to talk about that. So, she introduced herself as Sam, and he's like, Sam? Samantha? That's not that... Sam is not an uncommon...
It's not... And then I feel like it was even maybe more common...
Yeah.
Than it is now. And that's a thing I feel like I've seen in several movies. Sam, Samantha... Oh, okay. I thought Sam was a boy's name. This is not the only time I've seen them. I mean, unless the idea is supposed to be like he's older, and that's a more like current thing to do.
Samantha is a super. I guess shortening it to
No, but
Sam.
shortening it to Sam, that might be a thing we didn't do for a long time because it sounds too masculine. I don't know that though.
Yeah.
This is very much a cliche. Right around this time to do the female cop that nobody takes seriously.
I mean, that's what...
Just like really good at it.
That's what
we do that in...
Silence of the Lambs is.
And Return of Captain Invincible does it.
We don't do it in RoboCop, though.
See, I almost said RoboCop, and then I backtracked, and I was like, wait, no, that's one of the things I love about RoboCop, is that her gender does not even matter.
Yep.
I made the case in the Rewind that could have been a man.
It could have.
I like it better as a woman, but... Oh, that's true!
I mean, he dies in the first half hour of that film.
And I mean, I'm not saying that her being a woman doesn't inform decisions she makes and stuff. She is written as a woman. I'm just saying that they easily could have written that as a man, and it's not that different.
Mm.
But anyway, this movie. I don't think besides Vince, I've ever talked to anybody that's ever seen this movie.
Well, you still haven't.
Yeah. I know.
At the end of this, you will have.
I'm aware of that. I'm talking to someone who is watching this movie, but not who has seen it.
Oh, is he gonna do a magic trick?
He's gonna do a magic trick. You got nothing!
Oh, I went Joker. Is that what they're teaching that school of yours?
We spend all this money to send you to a private school only so that you can learn to pretend to steal quarters?
So, this diner is clearly not open, right? Like, all of the tables that aren't in, like, all the chairs are flipped
They
up?
did that on purpose, yeah.
Oh. See, I didn't think they did it on purpose. I assumed that they, like, came in before the store opened. They're
I'm
like,
assuming
yeah, you can...
these are crime families who are allowed to be here right now, and they're having a backdoor conversation about stuff.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. I assumed a low-budgety thing. Look, there's another crime family having a different conversation for a different movie.
That might be their bodyguards or something.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But I want to believe there's a separate mafia film going on right next to it.
You're like looking for B-movie crap to complain about. You're like,
I'm not looking for things to complain
surely
about.
this is dumb. Let's find out why it's dumb.
No, I just noticed all the chairs were flipped up.
And what do we do about the Punisher?
Put the punish in him.
They did a pretty good job of, making him look like that character without the skull. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but to me, like, you just put a guy in that coat and give him guns, and there's like a bunch of action heroes and anti-heroes that look like that. But somehow or other, he looks like the Punisher to me. I don't know.
Well, and from what I remember, from what I know about this movie, it is not a creative decision.
Right.
They didn't have the rights to
weren't
the
allowed to use
skull
it.
somehow.
Yeah. I read up on that, and I knew why at some point, and... Again, we're not going into these prepared. We're just watching movies.
You said do it more?
No! You pay attention! I said 0 of the bugging of the customers! That's what I said.
Is that Black Nick Cage?
I'm not trash. I'm a man!
Am I wrong?
What?
Is that Black Nick Cage?
What?
Wait. Oh, you didn't see the guy.
He
looked exactly like Nick Cage.
He's a duck, man. This is one of the hokey things. There's a remote control truck with beer.
But he was a black guy.
This is one of
just like Nick Cage.
No, I saw that guy, but I don't know why you're calling him Nick Cage.
Because he looks like Nick Cage.
Oh. If Nick Cage was a black man?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he has the exact same, bone structure.
Oh.
I don't know, it's weird. What?
It'd be hard for him to make his own career in his own way if anybody else noticed that, eh?
That's why he's only in this movie.
Okay, his facial expression is really silly.
I'm not sure if that's dirt or 5 o'clock shadow. You're so gruff.
Okay, so earlier I was talking about what he looks like, not how he speaks or carries himself. See, he's trying to look driven and obsessed, and it's coming off drunk and possibly on drugs. Or just
Well, he's
really
hooked on the
tired.
dope. That's why he has to go stop the dope.
Oh. The dope stops here?
This doesn't feel
Mr.
too off
P.
from Punisher comics of the day to me.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, if you go back and read those, they're all so silly.
Yeah, that's true.
They take themselves real seriously.
See, nobody watching this movie was looking at those. So they don't realize that they were just being faithful to the source material.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people went and saw this that were fans of the comics were like, that's not right. I mean, it doesn't get that reputation without...
That's true.
This doesn't feel that far off. I'm not saying it's like specifically adapting anything, but...
Okay, so where did they think this conversation was going to go? Each of them just says F you, and the other one escalates this confrontation with F you, and then the first guy says it again.
There's
F you, Eric.
There's a scene in Tales from the Hood that's similar to that. Oh, it's a katana.
I was trying to start something. Well, now he doesn't have to worry about going to the bathroom. Because he's dead.
Yeah.
Which one of these guys is Batrock the Leaper?
Oh man, did he shoot him with like a shark?
Ow, my
harpoon
eye.
thing? Oh man!
Oh, that's a real 80s close-up thing, right?
Yeah. He's got
Where it's
spike
whirling
balls.
through the air. Yeah, those are cool. Ow.
I learned yesterday.
That looks like pain.
Shurikens, the
Yeah.
Ninja Stars, illegal in Kansas.
Really?
Yep.
You can't sell them?
I don't know if you're allowed to own them, but
Wow.
you definitely can't sell them.
That's good to know, because I have a couple of those.
Oh. I mean, I may or may not have a couple of them while living in the state of Kansas.
I didn't buy them here. We don't know if ownership is illegal. I'm sure that's a thing that's real enforced. I'm sure the cops are really just like pounding down the homes of people with shuriken.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna come back with a warrant to get your jagged throwing stars.
I'm sure all over Kansas they do like big buyback programs for throwing stars.
Every time somebody throws something, they have to give us an insert shot.
That's the thing that we do now that's like a stylistic choice.
Yeah.
It was just how you did it back then.
Yeah, you're doing it when you're in a really stylized thing.
Mm.
Here, it's
Edgar Wright likes to do stuff like that.
It's to cover the cut.
Yeah.
And it's to make it look like more big budget in a way, I guess, so that you're not just like throwing something and then it hits, which is just fine.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that. It's okay.
See, this is just a good old-fashioned swashbuckler adventure.
I'm sorry I didn't hear you. That was really loud gunfire. the audio in the soundtrack is all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I had to turn it up so that we could hear the dialogue, and it's still pretty quiet. This is all really loud!
That's why I've only got one in.
Boosh! Yeah, but I look like an idiot. Like,
no one can see that side of your face except for me. I mean, I'll know you look like an idiot.
yeah, but I don't want to put it on my face like that.
This is why earbuds are better.
No, it's not. They're not as comfortable. Now, I want to remind everybody that shuriken don't kill people. Ninjas with shuriken kill people.
So, to them in that van, it's taking like 6 hours. Like, it's slowly going over. It's an Inception joke.
I feel like they're making a big deal that that's a girl.
Really?
Yeah, because she's standing right in front.
I didn't notice that she was a girl. I mean, I looked away for a second to say it's an Inception joke, so...
Like that, like... I mean, she might be the leader of this group, because, again, I haven't seen this in so long, I don't remember. But she's right front and center. So I think... Maybe they play it as a reveal later or something?
Seven Dead Wise Guys.
What?
Seven Dead Wise Guys.
Yeah, the wise guys. I know I've seen him in something. I've just been through a whole lot, so I'm looking and feeling exactly like I always do.
If he'd gone right instead of left, he would have met up with Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles lair?
Yeah.
That's just where I assumed you were going. His lair is kind of cool.
Was he going to cauterize the wound?
Ow!
The Punisher doesn't scream.
At
At best, he grits his teeth.
Every time we go through those tunnels, it's just Ninja Turtle soundtrack. And skateboarding. That woman got her 2 seconds of fame walking in front of the camera. Look, we're watching home movies.
Oh, it's a slideshow.
The slideshow. Yaku what? What, Uza?
Yeah, it doesn't work either way then.
It doesn't work either way.
Or your complaint doesn't really affect it.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with my normal complaint. Which, for anyone that hasn't heard...
It'd be like the Yakuza, Japanese Mafia. The Japanese what?
Exactly, uh-huh. I remember liking her a lot in this.
It's gonna be...
This is not all coming back to me, like I said, I've only seen it once.
Alright, so I'm gonna put out a theory. You've never seen this movie.
No, I have. I really have.
Vince wrote the rewind, and you recorded
Vince
it.
would not have written the rewind I wrote. It would have been very different coming from Vince. I don't know if he would have liked it less or more, but it would have had, like, Punisher stuff in it, because he knows about the Punisher, and I don't. I had Vince on those rewinds and didn't actually write analyses for the other two, because I was like so not familiar with the Punisher that I just felt like he ought to be there.
I've always been disappointed by that. I really wanted to hear you rewind on Warzone.
I may someday go back and do it. I don't know. It's not a big priority or anything.
Make it a priority. We should start counting these. Boardroom
scenes where somebody gets killed? I don't know if anybody's killed in this scene. I assume so. I think so.
I know there's at least one here. There's one in Spider-Man. There's one in Fantastic Four.
Okay, but is it bad guy boardroom scenes or just boardroom scenes?
Bad guy boardroom scenes.
Okay. There's one in Fantastic Four?
Yeah, isn't there a scene where Doom
Which
goes...
one are we talking about?
The first one, Fantastic Four. Isn't there one where Doom goes before he's bored and they're like, you're out! Just like in Spider-Man?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm.
You've got a scar. That means nobody respects you anymore. Get out of here. You'll never work in this town again.
I'm jealous of your James Franco joke. That's really funny. Hearing it a few more times, I would have made a James Franco joke, but it would not have been as good as yours. So it's probably for the best.
She's really menacing.
Yeah.
But really pleasant?
Yeah, that's what makes her so foreboding or forbidding.
And that's kind of an easy or simple character to think of, but I don't know if you see it played super well often. She plays it really well, at least in that scene.
She seems like a Daredevil character.
Yeah. Well, Yakuza. Hand.
And play Miss Pat. That woman was playing Miss Batman. She thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. Accessed into? Strange wordage. I said wordage.
Unless he lives in the sewers. Did you ever think of that?
I do miss...
So this is 5 years into his Punisher career.
Wow. That's kind of cool. I sort of miss... Like that's even longer than Batman.
Yeah.
He'd only been at it for like a year or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss cop movies like this before all the technology.
Mm.
It just seems harder and it seems more impressive when the police win, apprehend their suspects.
Right.
Without all of the technology to back them up.
I was reading something the other day. I was reading some book or something, and it was pre-Miranda rights. Like, the cops are just beating up suspects.
Oh, wow.
And the book was like, this is what
That is
cops
mortifying.
do.
That is the scariest thing. Oh, my God. Well, I have things to teach you. Okay. You know what, though? That was a righteous kill. It was. The Punisher took out that panda. And yes, the lady behind him had to die.
But she brought that panda.
I'm assuming that was a
home.
Punisher kill.
No, I think it was a mafia kill.
Was that a mafia kill? Oh, yeah, because that was an innocent person behind the... I couldn't remember. I haven't seen this in so long. I was like, maybe she was someone bad, and then I was like, no, that's probably not the case.
Yeah, no, he's still in the sewer. He's still hurting from cauterizing his wound.
Oh, okay. No, he was driving his motorcycle.
Oh.
He's on his way somewhere. You're not paying any attention to this any better than I am. That panda was the scariest thing I've ever seen, and I'm glad it's dead.
Yeah. No, see, he's right there. He's not riding his motorcycle. You're not paying attention.
No, he was. He was on his motorcycle.
Well, now he's underneath. He's in the sewers.
Now you got me questioning whether or not he was actually on his motorcycle. I thought he was on his motorcycle. Anyway. What are you doing here?
I can't tell if he's just letting his accent go through or if he's trying to hide it and just doing a really bad job.
No, I've lived in New York my whole life.
The Upper West Side. Oh,
yeah,
he's definitely
trying to do an American accent there. Each other. See? There's his motorcycle. He rode it there.
Or that's where it's normally parked, and he is now getting on it.
No, he rode it there because he was. The lights were passing his head.
So I missed this. Who is that guy? I mean, he's the guy from the bar from earlier, but like, why is he the Punisher's informant? Like, what is he?
I don't remember.
Okay,
sorry.
And why are we rhyming?
Don't you see him? Hey, oh, he is rhyming on purpose, intentionally. You gonna rhyme with that?
Yeah.
The innocent now suffer.
We might as well call you the Puffer. You can't rhyme. You must do something with you must do something. I think this is a real R movie.
There were vigilantes before, but you are more rougher. You should stop murdering people and become a big rig trucker. I like the shot.
Yeah. And he has to... It's like Skyfall. He had to learn this speech. He's not telling this in like parts. It's not a voiceover. It was a oneer for that.
Yeah, and that's it's a dolly shot.
Mm-hmm.
Or it looks like a dolly shot, but it's across that table. So they probably put something on that table and rolled it.
Yeah.
Or did it across the ceiling?
Oh, that might be.
It might have been across the because there's stuff on that table.
Yeah.
It's fun to think about how a shot like that is done and try to guess at it. Meanwhile, back at the elevator.
That guy's shirt, his jacket, that's ridiculous.
And now fighting.
Did you see how fast those numbers were going? It was like, you're on your floor.
There are elevators that move that fast. Even way back in 1989, Eric. This whole thing's really cool.
Look how ridiculous that jacket is. It's silly. That guy's dressed like a sensible adult. That man.
No, they both have stupid ties, though.
But that's an 80s thing. That's a power tie thing.
Okay, but he looks like he should be the Spot, right?
It's a reference.
I want the Spot to show up in a Spider-Man movie.
That'd be cool. Your head would have exploded if the Homecoming trailer came out and the Spot was the bad guy?
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, but that would never have happened.
No.
You haven't done the Vulture yet. You're not going to go to the Spot, like...
Maybe if you had a story to tell and you were being artistic and were trying to, you know...
Yes, but Marvel, like hires people with some mandates.
It's true.
That is... acting... Where do they get him? Hogwarts? Oh, these child actors.
Wait,
this is
he
great.
just said... My dad says...
Your dad's a gangster. Your dad's the biggest gangster.
Your dad's responsible for putting us in this mess. Has he talked to his dad since he got kidnapped?
I guess he's just making that assumption because he knows that his dad's a mob boss. We're just holding you for ransom. Or possibly making...
Oh, is she gonna murder one of these kids? I will respect this movie so much if she murders one of these kids. You just don't do that in
someone
movies.
has now said that on a Geekvolution video. Attica, I will respect this
Someone's
movie
gonna
so
do one
much.
of those posters for this movie. It's just gonna say, is she gonna murder these kids? I respect this movie so much that she murders these kids.
I respect this film. Ellipsis. Children died.
It's just... It's a taboo thing we don't do in movies a lot.
I think these days much more so. I think it'll happen now.
Yeah.
There was a time where it just didn't happen. But, there's a lot of people that respect that. There's some people that think it's, going too far. We're like, yes, that actually happens, but we shouldn't depict it on screen. And I don't agree with that because, you don't want it to be gratuitous, obviously, but to just, avoid bad things happening because you don't want to encourage them is to assume that things only happen because we're glorifying them.
Well, and, people still complain anytime an animal gets hurt in the movie.
Right.
Stephen King talks about that in on writing, where he's like, I've written terrible things and I've never gotten a complaint. I killed a dog in a book and I got more letters than I've ever gotten.
Yeah, he's not saying go kill dogs. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's
usually
a bad
it's bad
thing that happens.
Usually it's bad people doing these things.
Yeah.
You're not going to open up Captain America 4 with Captain America off and some kid. Oh, the RoboCop kills a kid in RoboCop 2.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole thing. There was like a monster child who like constantly swears, smokes, and is like runs a mob kind of. There's a thing. It's supposed to be like a family thing. Like there's a bad guy family, and RoboCop wants a family, but he doesn't have a family.
So there's a scene with casino games in Batman '89 also, but they don't have this in Wayne Manor.
Okay, but here it's an actual casino.
Yes.
Whereas in
it's at Wayne Manor.
It's at Wayne Manor.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Ooh, that's a cool little.
I've been thinking about doing a casino party here at some point.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
You should put.
I own a roulette table.
Gates up like this. This is really
okay.
Cool. I really like this.
Sure. We'll get some trash bags.
It reminds me of the Dark Dimension in Power Rangers or whatever that's called.
Yeah, you're right. It is kind of like that. Oh, he's gonna mess up that.
Yep.
Oh, the Punisher does not appreciate art. He just jumped right through the mural on that glass.
Art made by scum is no art at all.
There's no art at all.
Also, there's a light back there that looks like it's got a Black Widow symbol on it. I wonder if that's intentional. I know it's not.
It's probably not. Yeah. He was not the right casting choice.
You gonna retract that statement a little bit?
He looks fine.
No, he does. He looks good. I'll hit one of you eventually. No, that's... Oh, okay, I see what that is now. Because it's a spider. It is a Black Widow spider with that thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
That must be why that's her symbol. I never
Why is
thought
the
about
Punisher
that.
such a bad shot? He really hates slot machines.
Yeah.
Slot machines are the worst.
Yep.
Well, yeah, he's not going for the craps table.
This is just as nonsensical as the scene in the Howard the Duck.
Yeah. He's just destroying everything.
Gambling ruins lives.
Frank Castle, you're not playing one of the Lego games, okay? If you destroy everything in the room, you don't get a bunch of studs to work toward true Jedi. Why is she still firing? He's using... This is ridiculous!
There's a scene like...
It's still going!
No, it's done. There's a scene like this in the second Rambo movie.
And I've been blinded by the Punisher.
And it also goes on too long, but at least I know why he's shooting machinery.
Yeah, the one thing he didn't
Is that
do
not
there...
Robert De Niro?
There's a lot of not this person in this. He should have periodically gone. "Arr!"
Yeah, that's what he does in the second Rambo movie. It's a good scene.
And UHF. Trouble. Yes! Yes! We got the obligatory trouble line. We got to be all ambiguous. Okay, I totally thought his beeper was going to make the Power Ranger theme.
I also...
Okay, Zordon, I read you. Why is there a 55-year-old Power Ranger in this movie?
I'm ready to believe anything.
Mr. Riker, what do you see down there? Trouble.
They named the Punisher as the prime suspect, but we're not acknowledging that the Punisher actually exists?
Every place the Punisher goes, see the big link up to all the places the Punisher has been should be when we get there. It's difficult to tell what the place was before he arrived.
I like that shot
because he's destroyed
everything. I have no
everything.
idea why he stopped right there, but it's kind of cool.
Because he knew there was someone making a movie of him.
Yeah, sure.
He should have been like, "Hi!" or "Arr!"
What context? How do you know all of this?
I wasn't really paying attention to things that...
He said my contact said the kids are here.
No, I just mean at the beginning. So, they might have given us that, and we don't know. Dolph Lundgren should never swear. He's not good at it. It does not sound natural for him to swear.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound natural for him to talk, I must say.
He's like an astrophysicist or a biochemist.
That's
or like
really
something
cool.
Real.
Something real.
Like
some
real
made
up
up
there.
science. Yeah. He's not a doctor of particle physics.
He's not a doctor of theoretical physics.
Theoretical.
Rock and roll spelled wrong?
No matter what you do, I don't care how many times I see them, abandoned carnivals are always creepy.
Yeah.
Like, it almost always works. I mean, it's the obvious go-to a lot.
More and more unbelievable that they're just sitting around these days.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This must have been a huge issue in the 80s. You can't watch or read something in the 80s without throwing...
You can't throw a rock without hitting an abandoned carnival.
See, the problem with this movie is he doesn't have giant white gloves. I can't believe he's the Punisher without giant white gloves.
I miss the giant white gloves.
We'll never get him. I don't even know if he's wearing them in the comics right now.
That'd be great if that was... They can't use the skull, but they can use the white gloves. So the big iconic thing where we do the stupid origin thing at the end of a movie of like, he's now the Punisher you know and love. He's got the gloves.
It's
Although
like
that's the big thing that we could not stop praising Doctor Strange for.
It's true.
He's got the gloves, and that was a mid-credit scene.
It's his wife's like dishwashing gloves, and she died in them.
He just cuts the effeminate buttons off.
Yeah.
Some of this is shot closer than I would like.
Oh man, there's ninjas.
Remember, Eric, ninjas kill people.
Like to put a motion forth to the state of Kansas. Throwing stars don't kill people. Ninjas kill people. That was a real good.
Should have been the Wilhelm scream. Ah!
That's not what the Wilhelm scream sounds like at all.
It's not, is it? Well, I gave it the old college try. I just felt like screaming. Sometimes, like,
I believe that about you.
It's my channel. I'll scream if I want to. It's my channel, and I'll cry if I want.
That should be a video. Try and make Captain Logan cry.
Okay, I'm game.
I will go.
I'm game, but no touching. Because that's too easy.
Well, I was gonna say, like,
it's really easy to make a person cry if you can just, like, you know,
like I'll start by saying,
it's a woman, and they're making a big deal out of how it's a woman.
Well, it's her daughter. It's her adopted deaf daughter.
Oh yeah, okay.
But no, I like say a bunch of mean things. You know, like, I'm not crying. I just spray like lime juice in your eyes. Then you'll cry.
No, that's the thing. You can't do it physically. You have to try to make me cry with words.
That's much more difficult.
Yeah, that's why it would be a funny video. I don't know, man. I'm real sentimental.
It'd be difficult to do as a joke and not, like, say, like, intentionally, like, what's something I could say that would really break him?
You see me throw Eric out of my house on video.
So, they didn't sound correct for the leather, so we can hear all the, like...
It's the thing
She still looks amazing in it, but...
Yeah.
But
it's
you can
the
hear
thing that makes me constantly laugh at Klingons in TNG.
Well, and, like, almost always when we do leather, we cut that sound. Like, you don't hear that in the Matrix. But they leave it in here?
But we don't cut it a lot on TV because we're not ADRing anything.
Yeah.
And so it's all picked up on mic on set. Did you say Batman?
He said Batman.
Wait, did he say Batman?
He said Batman.
I
think she said, "Who are you?" and he said Batman.
Oh, that's right. That's kind of fun.
That looks really painful. Like, just what he's doing with his body
Superman
to
and Batman
emulate...
are always the go-to superheroes that we always mention, but I like that there.
Yeah.
That's a place where if they are, and I don't think they are, but if they are intentionally acknowledging a little bit of similarities, you know, to Batman, knowing that that's going to be a popular movie this year, I kind of like that. I mean, they can't know what's in that movie.
Yeah. So far, I can follow this plot better than that one.
Yep. I also have to assume that that's part of how this movie gets made.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. This is the exact kind of movie that New World makes.
Oh, okay.
Like this is probably
But I mean,
made
like,
largely
you know,
independently of that.
Well, I was just gonna say maybe they thought they could ride that wave or compete with it or something.
I mean, I guess it's possible given that story I told you about Ant-Man.
Yeah. Where it's like, you know, comic movies might be big hot stuff again.
Well, but they wouldn't
I
know
want to
that
say
until
again.
Batman comes out.
No, that's true, but there was so much hype around it, even early.
But would they know that when they were making this movie? And wasn't this
I'm
movie
not
like
sure.
sat on the shelf for like a year or something?
Was it? Okay.
I think so. I don't know. It's been a while since I looked into this stuff.
Yeah, I probably am wrong about that. I was just kind of wondering. Just because they're both 89 and it has a Batman reference.
You should get one of those. like.
See, people will stop making fun of me if I walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the answer to all my troubles, Eric. Because I'm a real short, like, non-imposing guy. I would be so much more intimidating with, like, a big... but you know what? Those spiky things on your fingers, those might be illegal in the state of Kansas.
Oh, they might be. Didn't they say that her daughter was deaf?
Yeah. And I think that's a big plot point.
Okay, so he just said, hey, and they both turned and looked at him? When they were walking out, the Punisher said something, and they both stopped and turned and looked at him?
Well,
Not so deaf now!
See, it's heightened senses, you know?
Oh, okay.
So, she can feel the vibrations in the floor.
Air? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was real easy. You had a gun on him? Or you take it off that guy?
I think you took it off that guy, yeah.
I like my version better, but sure.
I really like the atmosphere of this movie.
Why did he put... Is that because it's funny? Did he put...
The red shoes?
Yeah. Heeled shoes on that guy? Because...
I don't know, is there a shoe motif that we're supposed to be following?
No, I think the Punisher in this movie has a sense of humor.
Red high heels, mother of God.
What do you mean I never gave up? I'm walking through a sewer.
Then it became a problem. I was drinking instead of working, and after that, it was a problem. What was the problem? Trouble.
See, if you wanted to be inventive, you would have that story and then be like, and then it became a problem because I realized I was still doing my job better than everyone else around me.
Do you think Frank Castle
And then I quit.
Can make a smiley face with a gun and a piece of paper from, like, several yards away?
Maybe? I mean,
do you think
the Punisher's never really been known for accuracy?
Yeah, it's true. He just shoots everyone. Well, and clearly this one's not, unless he just really hates slot machines. That was a Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Reference.
For those that haven't seen our He Made Me Watch.
Mm-hmm.
You should
That's
go
a
watch
thing
that.
Riggs can do.
Pause this, go watch that. And then watch, or He Made Me Watch. And then come back and watch this. What are you talking about?
Well, now that we've come back from this commercial break.
Oh, you didn't see that coming, did you? Everybody
these
has
people
guns.
are way better shots than the Punisher.
Yeah. Well, they're also using pistols. He was using a full automatic rifle.
I think I love that.
Ooh.
She's got weapons in her earrings.
That's pretty cool.
I think I praised this villain really hard in the rewind.
She's real menacing.
Yeah, this actress is taking this real seriously. Like,
yeah,
she's not playing this like she's in a stupid movie.
No.
I just love that thing, Eric. The pointy finger thing.
Wait, is she making a sound that's doing that?
Yes.
That's interesting. A little heightened for this.
And I'm not sure how it's not affecting her.
Well, it's specifically calibrated to be the sound that will hurt them.
Oh.
Doesn't work like that.
What?
This doesn't work like that.
Oh.
Wow.
Amadeus, he is a dead person. That's my buzz! Hey, that's a duck! That's a duck, man!
That's my stop. Why didn't you get off when we were stopped there? Oh, he's a puncher driving the bus. Puncher's driving the bus!
I feel like some of the levity we're getting with him right now we should have had earlier in the film.
Yeah.
Because he seemed way no nonsense than he suddenly is now.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that he's just transformed, it's just they could have come up with occasion for one or two more of those so that we would have a better sense of him.
Yeah, because now he seems like he genuinely has a sense of humor.
And, like, he's supposed to be so focused and one-track minded and stuff that you kind of thought there was nothing to him, you know, comedically. Like, he wouldn't have any sense of humor at all. That's a good shot. I'm having a hard time not transposing the Ninja Turtles movie soundtrack onto this movie. Da 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 da! We should have that in this scene. And, of course, it's ninjas.
It's true. Ninjas were big in the 80s.
We love ninjas. There were a million zillion of them, Eric.
There was.
Yeah, you're real comforting to children.
I can act as this little girl, because she can act about as well as I can.
And every time she says something, it's hard not to laugh.
Just like me.
Just like me. She doesn't talk like me, but she's funny when she talks like me.
I feel like acting off someone that's really on my level brings out a whole new level of performance in me. Can really play off of them.
You're not on an elementary school stage, dude. Kathy! Where's Kathy?
Oh, and of course he's fit. When I was listing off the things of like why he's actually a comic book character, I skipped that part.
Oh.
I was like, he's a super genius. He's like a beloved poet. He's a musician. He's an actor. Oh, and he's super fit. He's like the perfect human specimen.
Dolph Lundgren should have run for president.
Dolph Lundgren should have run for president. He can do whatever he wants. He's like a real version of Doc Savage. Like, it's nuts.
Have you seen any of the Expendables movies?
I've not.
I saw the first one and didn't love it.
Yeah, people told me it wasn't what I would want it to be, so I just never bothered. And I've heard they get progressively worse.
Oh, really?
I've heard 3's real bad. Nobody saw 3.
Because it could have been a lot more fun than it was, and then you get to the end and there's this real spark of camaraderie that you thought was there, that you wish was there the whole movie. And so I thought a sequel might be really cool, but I never bothered with it.
Well, the thing that I always heard about is that
my wife really likes that movie.
Much like the last Rambo movie, it takes itself really seriously, and I was like, that's not what I wanted from that movie.
Yeah, and then suddenly at the end, it acts like it could turn after that.
Interesting. I mean, at some point I might see those movies. And they're talking about making a TV show now. I'm hoping that if they do that, they get a bunch of 80s
What
TV
is the point of that? And
it should be like MacGyver and...
The point of that is a reunion.
Yeah. Yeah, but you would do it with TV, is my guess.
You can't do MacGyver, though. He's in real bad shape.
Yeah. You could get Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Hasselhoff would show up for that.
You're talking about Richard Dean Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least I think he's not in the greatest of shape, because he had to stop doing Stargate.
Oh.
And that was years ago.
That was years ago, yeah. I was just trying to think of 80s, like, action. Well, I guess the guys from Miami Vice would be obvious picks. Oh, we're watching a Punisher movie. We're not casting the Expendables TV show. This car's chasing each other.
You're really distracted.
I think I would
there,
call
Eric.
this a car chase.
Oh,
it's really inventive. I've never seen one of these before.
Movie that we're in, yeah. It's really nice of Eric to explain to me how action movies work, because I really did not understand why we had all these cars driving all over this road.
You know, that bus thing is not...
That suit is great.
Is not, like, silly and dumb. Like, I was like, why is he stealing a bus? Oh, because he's getting a bunch of kids. Like, that makes complete sense.
Oh, yeah.
It totally makes sense that he stole a bus.
He couldn't do this on his motorcycle.
Yeah, no. He needed a bus for this.
Ow! That looked painful.
There's no seatbelts on buses. That would have messed all those kids up.
They're all under,
they're all
under the seats. They thought of that. That's impressive. They thought of that.
That's pretty smart.
Oh, pest problems. That's great. See, I realize that comparatively this is kind of a mediocre action movie. It's not great or brilliant or anything, but
it's not like
it's
worst
way
movie
more
ever.
Watchable than you would think it would be based on its reputation.
Yeah, this is a solid action movie. It's throwaway, it's trash, but
it's
not bad.
And it's miscast, I've decided.
Yeah, that kind of adds to the charm of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and he starts to win me over a little bit more when they give him any levity at all.
Yeah.
Because he plays that stuff okay.
Yeah, he does.
Like, you're not just laughing at what they put in the script, it's his delivery.
Yeah.
Especially when he says...
murdering kids.
Especially when he says, I don't want to stretch this out.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, they found the Punisher.
But he doesn't exist.
Oh, okay, well, no problem then.
I'm just gonna get back on my bus. I'm gonna go.
I wish that was the line. Okay, so I delivered your kids for you, so I'm just gonna go take this bus from the person I stole it from.
You know, I've seen the inside of prisons in 80s movies so much, I think I feel like I know exactly what they look like.
Or they shot them all in the same place.
That's possible, too. Like, I'm not sure I know exactly what a modern prison looks like. I know what an 80s prison looked like.
It might have been nice if he was responsible for bringing him in, but then it kind of doesn't matter that he's there.
Well, and you can't have this scene if he brings him in.
Yeah. It's just he's been looking for him, and then it's a little convenient that, like, in 5 years, this is the time that he has to, you know, purposefully do a thing that would get him thrown in jail. But they do a decent job of making him kind of sympathetic with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he does that to save some kids, even though he's constantly killing bad people. But even if he was a total psychopath that was okay with killing cops, he has no aim, so he would not have made it through that shootout.
Yeah.
There were also kids there, so he wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying.
He's killed more people since the beginning of this movie. That number should have gone up. It's at least 145 at this point.
What are you talking about? It's at least 160. That's a little much. Yeah. A little overact.
Just starts cracking his skull. Let me in! I'm sorry?
Yeah, the police force should really be kind of questioning whether or not you're fit for duty.
Ooh, that's a cool shot.
When at any point you find it necessary to go, "Yeah!"
So, he's a cop in this.
That was fun. Sorry, man.
So he's an ex-cop in this.
Yeah.
That was a real silly face. If we could freeze frame on that face, it'd be real silly.
Let's go back and do it. Okay, everybody,
He's not a soldier.
go back
That's
to this
interesting.
place, and then pause it, and then we'll talk about this thing we paused.
Were we too far away from any kind of war? Because obviously originally he's a Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
Are we too far away from them, and there's not a war?
And we're just getting into Desert Storm.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. It could have been Nam, but he would have to be older and doing this for a long time. So they would have to go for older Punisher.
Well, it is 5 years.
Well, yeah.
This is 86, that'd be 81.
No, this is 89.
Oh, it's 89. Yeah, it's
That's
still,
the thing, it's still too late.
Yeah.
But you can usually, especially in a comic book thing, you can usually get away with just saying the war, and you don't really have to talk about who the enemy was.
Yeah.
And when you said it specifically in a time period, that gets obnoxious.
Yeah.
I always thought that was really strange with Smallville. It's like, what? Where are we? What?
I've cut many people's hearts out. It's not very long. It'd be nice to have some help.
Yeah, I'm sure Dolph Lundgren has this reputation because it's impossible not to think Rocky when you listen to him talk.
Yeah. I'll break you. And he's not... Like, I think Stallone is a good actor who people think isn't because of his accent. I think if Stallone didn't have that thick accent, people would consider him a better actor. I don't think that's true with Dolph Lundgren. I think it hurts his acting, but I don't think he's a good actor.
I've only seen him in a couple of things, and they're both things he wasn't right for, so...
He was right for Rocky IV.
Well, yeah.
He's not terrible in Master of the Universe.
See, but he wasn't right for that either.
Who would you have cast?
Well, I don't know, but... See, you can't do that. I hate that argument. You can't be like, well, if you can't think of someone better, or someone else you would have get, then clearly he's right for the part.
Well, no, it's just...
No, I'm not going to...
He-Man is such a small part of that movie. He just shows up and swings a sword around and says, like, 3 things. Like, I thought he was fine in that movie because he's barely in that movie.
That's not wholly true, but... He's much more in the background than he should be.
And he's...
But that might have been because of who they decided to cast.
It was actually probably more because of the budget.
Oh! Yeah, you're probably right.
Wait, I missed what you were asking for. Can you repeat it?
Okay, everybody, we're gonna roll back. Here's the timestamp.
I'm not going to agree to that.
Hey, Erica, when this is over, you're dead.
Do not touch switch! Switches!
Stop touching the switches! They didn't touch the switches, they just put a bomb in there.
If I'd watched this as a teenager, I would have watched this quite a bit and I would know this movie really well.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's like, but now I've grown beyond silly 80s action movies.
No, I've grown beyond, like, watching a movie, like, 8 times.
You know, I don't do it anymore either. I'm sad to say, I know as much as I do about certain movies because I've spent so much time with them. I don't do that like I used to. Some of it's just too much kind of grabbing at your attention these days.
Yeah. Well, and work and in your case, family. Like, it's not like when we were teenagers where we just had like, oh, I have a whole day to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not like now where we have no time to watch any kind of.
We have no time to watch movies. That's right. No, Eric and I are not sleeping for 43 straight days in order to bring you this.
Yeah, if our shirts haven't given this away, this is the same day as Howard the Duck.
Yeah,
I was like, should we change shirts? And then we didn't.
Well,
someone will have figured it out.
You've ruined the mystique.
Well, no, because I bet you for the next one, for Captain America, we'll be eating dinner.
Yeah,
we'll have watched a whole day with Captain Eric.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we're posting one a day, but
across those days,
some days Eric and I are sitting down doing 2 or 3 of these at a time. Because realistically, again, when you have 2 kids and a dog, and you know,
and I have other friends and I work.
We don't actually necessarily have time to sit down and watch one every day, but we are making it so that we can post one.
But we're watching like
every
3 or
day.
4. This is still an experience because you're getting to watch us marathon through.
Yes, it's more of a marathon.
Yeah,
that way.
Do you think we'll get to the end of Fantastic Four tonight? I mean, that's 4 movies.
It's possible.
Yeah. Ooh.
Let's just see how far we can go. This is fun.
This looks.
I do too. This is one of the big things that stuck with me.
I don't know what that thing in the back is. I want one.
Are we gonna do what we did when we were watching a mock time last night? What is that thing in the background? And why is it glowing? And why did the glowing orb disappear that the monkey was holding? And now it's
just like.
And now it's dry ice coming out. What is that about? I'm not talking about this movie. I'm talking about a mock time.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
This is just weird.
It's gone.
No. It was on the other side.
Oh.
Yeah. Because he shot the guys so the blood went over the monitor.
Ooh, and she's a geisha.
Yeah. A geisha.
That's cool. Eric, they push a number.
No, it's not.
Why is there a limit to revenge?
I haven't reached mine. That's a good response.
What is the limit? Like, yeah, that is a good response, but like, what is that? Where do you come up with that? Sometimes characters have platitudes that a script really wants in a movie somewhere, and they don't come from that person. You're not sure how they got to it, or if it actually means anything, or it just sounds good.
Oh no! I missed what that thing was, so I don't know why that's important, but I know it is.
I mean, most people would say revenge is never enough, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's like what does "there's a limit to revenge" mean? I mean, like, maybe that is what it's supposed to mean, where it's like, once you take out the person you want revenge on, it doesn't end, and so like, there's a limit to the satisfaction you get from revenge. Maybe that's what that line is supposed to mean.
Revenge is diminishing returns.
Yeah, that's better. Sure. This is what Eric and I do. I take forever to figure out what I think about a thing, and then Eric just sums it up in about 5 words. Thanks, buddy. This guy's not bad.
No. And when he's not talking, Dolph Lundgren's not bad.
Exactly! When he's like, can I ask you a question? I'm like, you just want to hear him talk some more. Don't accidentally aim your gun at your partner.
Oh, no!
See, he's walking down the hallway with his gun like this.
You're ninjas! How did you get duped?
Cool lighting choice.
Yeah.
I like the red filter there. I mean, it's real obvious symbolically, but... Let's split up. That always works. That always works out.
And this is
There's no way that guy's going to die without the Punisher to keep him safe.
This is a thing we'll kind of do with Warzone, if I recall correctly. I think there's some scenes that are kind of lit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
this.
I remember being really impressed with this scene in particular when I did the rewind.
I love
I was
that
just
tunnel.
surprised to see anything like it.
It's really cool tunnel.
Well, the tunnel's cool because it's kind of reminiscent of the opening titles.
This continues to... I have no idea what sewers look like.
It validates the circles coming at you a little bit more.
I think it was when we were watching Spider-Man the Animated Series where I talked about, like, I don't know what sewers actually look like. They look different in everything. Sometimes they're giant and sprawling. Sometimes they're tiny.
It's a big, mysterious part of our culture that most of us will never fully understand. There might be a whole subculture living beneath us that we don't know about. The Morlocks could be down there.
Because that's the thing is sometimes it just seems like it's tunnels, and sometimes it seems like there's whole civilizations that could live.
Do we
down
not
there.
have a secret society in DC at all that lives in the sewers?
I don't think so. I mean, just Killer Croc.
I mean, not counting the whole Joker's daughter cult thing, but besides that,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, she plays Aquaman for a little bit
because it seems like we do a lot of that in Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
We think about that all the time in Marvel.
So I wonder, and this is using knowledge from like 20 years later with Kill Bill. I wonder if it's read like this for censorship reasons. Because there's a sequence in Kill Bill that's like that.
Interesting, where they have to make it red because there's too much blood.
They go black and white because there's too much blood.
So they make it seem stylistic, so you can go more gruesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of gruesome.
Well, and
they don't.
I've
show a lot
noticed
of blood and
we
stuff there.
never.
I'm surprised there wasn't any blood there with the.
Well, but it was all red. How could you tell?
But like you would have seen something spurt out of him or something.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But once we get to it, it's already through him. So I guess that's why.
And I've noticed in this movie that's how we do everything. Like, we never actually watch anything hit anything, and I assume that's a budgetary thing. But like when that guy got thrown off the bus and the car runs.
Once
him
again,
over,
that's why the insert shots when things are flying.
Yeah, we cut right before the tire hits him. We don't hit that guy with a car. I imagine that's a budgetary thing.
This probably wasn't rated R. Well, no, it had to be rated R. It's got F-bombs
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's got a lot of them.
That's a cool knife.
It is. It's a really cool knife. That'd be a cool knife to have. No one would know what it is.
Yeah, but
like, is that a Punisher
unfortunately,
knife?
it might not be legal in the state of Kansas. So
No skulls on knives.
no, you can have knives. You can have kitchen knives, but you can't. That looked like a.
Skulls suggest ill intent with knives, and we do not approve of that in the state of Kansas.
There was a statue in the background that looked like a Venom head to me at first glance.
Venom's
They
real
never
big right
showed
now.
it again.
In 89, right? Yeah.
What, no?
Venom's real big in 89. He comes in like 87.
I don't think it was actually anything like a Venom. It probably wasn't even a head. I just turned and glanced at it and was like, look, a Venom head, and then it was gone. And the screen right next to my screen currently also has a Venom head on it, so my eyes might have been playing tricks on me. Look at that head.
I'm not exactly sure what you wanted.
This all made sense to me when I wrote the rewind.
Well, I mean, we're talking over a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of multitasking we're having to do right now. Especially since you haven't seen this.
Yeah.
This goes a lot more smoothly with things we both know pretty well.
Yeah.
Captain America will be interesting because I haven't seen that in so long.
And I've seen that one a couple of times.
Uh-oh. One thing you gotta give this movie is when somebody gets injured, it seems like they're actually injured.
Yeah?
Whoa.
What are you doing with your neck there? Oh, man.
Wow, she has all kinds of
She's got
tricks up
knives
her
everywhere.
sleeves. Did she get stabbed in the face?
Is she overcompensating for the fact that she can't hear?
Is that what's going on right now?
She's got so many knives.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Wow. That's a Zod kill. And he's limping.
Back in the 80s, we just called those kills.
You know, I know.
We used to break people's necks all the time.
It's okay if the Punisher does that. He murders people.
He also doesn't have to cry about it and scream.
Yeah. That would have been weird. He just went. He was like, ah! I just felt like screaming. I know that's not what it would sound like. I just felt like screaming.
How long are you gonna put that?
Why do you keep
Just
holding
do it,
your gun at a weird angle?
Because he wants to look cool. But just kill that kid if you're gonna kill that kid. Like, how long has she been threatening? Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm really gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
That kid's gonna have a real sore throat.
Man. Yeah, but I can't make sure of that.
That's what he just says.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. I remember thinking this was real intense.
It is.
She's
creepy.
Great.
What I miss?
And he comes in just in the nick of time, because we have to do that.
That guy's still gonna die. Because Punisher's gonna kill him. Because he's a crime boss.
I think they ramped up the suspense really well in that scene.
No, it's really good.
Because this movie might have had him actually shoot himself.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a cop-out when he doesn't. I don't think.
No. I'm still gonna kill you. My son. What can you do, child? You can't even act in this movie.
Yeah, and you've only been at Hogwarts at one semester, so, like, we know the only magic they've taught you is how to pull quarters out of thin air, or how to disappear them.
Oh, that's right, he is the magic kid.
Yeah, he's the magic
I forgot
kid.
about the I couldn't figure out why you kept saying the Hogwarts thing. I get it now.
Well, I said the Hogwarts thing because of the uniform, but then he also happens to do magic. I got my 1-2 punch there with that joke. This is really interesting, right? That you have a guy that nearly kills himself, and Punisher saves him, and he's the guy that could do your hero in at the end.
Mm-hmm.
What was that kid doing?
He's on the way outside.
So does he just like? Oh, see, I thought it was like
And if I remember correctly,
go
he's
all
the one
way
that,
outside, not like wait in the hallway. Okay.
Well,
okay.
he might have meant that, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And I think he's the kid that didn't believe that his dad was a crime boss.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And he was like defending his father's honor and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, you're gonna get a face full of table.
A piano. Is
Is that piano?
Isn't that a piano?
I just thought it was table. It is a piano. It looks like.
Yeah, I thought when they moved it slightly, you could hear the hammers a little bit. This kid. At least he's in a movie where the lead actor is not a great actor. That helps it a little bit.
No, it's you that wanted to kill yourself. I didn't want to do it. What an ironic twist of fate. trying to shoot him with my gun.
Crazy random happenstance.
He shot me with the very same gun. So this movie is ripe for a sequel where that kid has grown up and is now trying to murder the Punisher.
Yeah, or make it like Kick-Ass 2 where he's the same age and just...
I wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that either.
Because Dolph Lundgren is an imposing figure and could murder that child with his bare hands.
I remember this now.
I think that's how that works.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe if you do this now, you'll grow up to be exactly like him. Right?
Yeah.
Do it. I want you to do it. So how far and away do you think, now that you've seen most of this, he is from Comic Book Frank Castle?
I mean, I don't...
At least at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more familiar with the later stuff with, like, Max and stuff.
Me
I don't
too.
think he's that far away from... I don't like this movie. This movie it certainly isn't based on anything that I'm aware of. But
Story-wise?
it's not so far away that I would consider this, like, a travesty.
Yeah, or like, it's Punisher in name only.
Yeah. You know, this feels kind of Punisher-y. Punisher feels like an 80s action movie. As a comic, this feels like an 80s action movie.
As a movie,
Yeah,
ooh.
yeah. And a higher-end 80s action movie as far as the B movies go.
Yeah.
Like, this is a bigger budget B movie. Like, you watch any of those Chuck Norris movies, like...
And I mean,
those aren't even coherent.
Yeah. I mean, they really work with their resources.
Yeah, no, this
seems like one of those things where the minimalism probably helps it.
Yeah.
Where they get more creative with scenes because of their limitations.
This seems to kind of all come together. It all makes sense. Which is not something I can say about all of the 80s B-movie action movies. Like, this is really good for an action B-movie. I mean, it's made by Roger Corman's company.
It's better than Daredevil.
The movie?
Yeah.
You think so?
At least the theatrical release. I know what's going on.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'm just saying story-wise.
Yeah. No,
if you're going to say that, let's name some other things that don't come together at the end.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of movies of the same kind of...
Sure.
But yeah, no, you're right.
I'm just saying, like we made other movies of the same ilk, like 10 or 20 years later, that don't make as much sense as this does. I'm not saying this is a great movie.
No. But it's way better than anyone gives this movie credit for.
I think so. And I like that title. Yeah. I don't know why. It's just that fun.
The Punisher? I mean, that's just his name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not really, that interesting of a title.
I'm really glad that the Punisher movie is called The Punisher. You know, it's not a given, Eric.
That girl just kind of disappears, right? The girl cop? She doesn't really factor into that.
She's there at the end, but she's not important or anything.
Yeah. She's introduced almost as like our eyes in, and then she just kind of drops off.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
But no, that movie is way better than anybody gives that credit for. It's better than Captain America.
It's pretty well paced.
The next movie we're going to watch.
The next one we're going to watch. Yeah.
It's way better than that Captain America.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, not that anybody gives that movie credit.
Most of the scenes feel like they're there for a reason and building on.
No, it's a tight action movie that like just gets in, does what it wants to do, and gets out.
Gets out, yeah. I appreciate that about it.
I like it.
So now you've seen this, Eric.
I have seen this. It was a much better viewing experience than Howard the Duck.
Yeah. And like Eric said, tomorrow...
We'll be doing Captain
America.
America.
At least for you, it'll be tomorrow. We'll be doing the 1990 Captain America movie with the plastic ears.
Yep. And Puffy Face. The legendary Captain America villain Puffy Face.
That's right.
We'll get to that.
These credits are actually a little longer than I would expect them to be.
Catherine Tats Bishop.
I think it's because they're not scrolling very quickly. They just really wanted us to hear the score. I don't have really anything to say about the score.
It's not terrible.
It was fine, but it was kind of almost unnoticeable. You're not thinking about it while you're...
No, but it's effective. Cassie Hanlon. Jan Ziggy Ziggerbin. Ziggenben?
Ziggy Zagenbein.
Zeigenbein.
Leather workers.
Oh, poor Alki.
I always feel bad for Alki.
Are we going to do this thing, or are we just going to make fun of people's names?
Yes. Because why not? What else are we going to do?
I'm worried that there's secretly like a post-credit scene that no one has discovered.
We have to watch all the way through the credits, Eric. That's what we do when we do... Or at least that's what we've always done when we've done commentary.
Yeah. Guy Miller. That's not a real person. Sounds made up to me.
Would it sound more made up if his name was Miller Guy?
This is exciting.
I'd be interested to know if anybody watching this, if this was their first time watching this particular movie.
If they watched it.
If they actually watched the movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there probably isn't anybody that did that. That like went and got the movie so they could watch it for the first time with us.
Yeah, and you haven't done a commentary for this one, right?
No. I've never done a commentary on this.
Okay.
I haven't done a commentary on any of the Punisher movies.
Oh. That's weird. I would have thought you and Vince would have done them.
Oh, we didn't, yeah. He and I didn't find a lot of time to do commentaries. There weren't very many from us.
Well, now there is one. And there's going to be one for all three of them.
Yep, that's right.
All of them.
And again, down the road, there could be a more official one, but again, I don't know how much more I'm going to have to say about this film.
I can now say all three Punisher movies are super underrated. I like all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the 04 is definitely the best of them.
I agree. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean...
And I didn't love Warzone, but
Warzone is like a grindhouse
splatter, how over the top it was.
Splatter film, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a great film, but I enjoy it for what it is.
But it's the most comic booky they ever got with that.
Mm.
The 04 is real throwback.
Yeah. It's more 70s than it is 80s.
Rough. I was going to say early 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah. Turn of the 80s. I'm going to start saying that. Nobody says that.
This movie had more credits than Howard the Duck, and that's weird. I feel like it had longer credits.
I think it just scrolled slower.
That might be.
Well, everybody, thanks always for watching. We sure appreciate it. We will see you again tomorrow with the 1990 Captain America movie. And in the meantime, I am Captain Logan.
And I'm Eric.
See you, folks.